be Aya Yamunda Yabo, National President, United Democratic Party, na kontong na kontong Yamunda Yabola, femfe yalon kavoko, imu United Democratic Party, las National Executive Committee memberati, wala imu Central Committee memberati, albe kunta kontong ro konole. Na kontong ro takadi na dipte kebala, Honorable Kebaro, National Assembly member pour Kombo South, ni ato kontonta, dipto membe maberi janto, ibe dabe wo konton roto. Mbe Honorable Chairman Jallo, Chairman Ismaila Jallo, Vice Chairman, Brikama Area Council, na konton robeye, ene femfe yalon kavoko, Councilor lamu, fote yalon ko, Brikama Area Council lamu, wala Banjul City Council, wala Mansa Konko Area Council. Femfe yalon kavoko mu councilor di, wala ilota councilor ya sirang inila, imazoto konton robeye. Be afola mobe ko alurara ngal bejele ngal be sute na konton robal be bare na konton robe wuye kamara kunu wuye kamara bi wuye dabo na konton robaye councilor na konton robe Lamin Jamme kunung samsar Omar Jamme kunung Omar Jamme lamu barbi Omar Dabo Aisat Balde na konton bunyar babeye Fatou Sow Aisatu Cham wala Mam Cham be konton na Thérèse na konton fe fanaye ani mo me alnala mo me benata kana kafumma United Democratic Party B Bafural Berko welcome to United Democratic Party Bafural ko al bismillah United Democratic Party Bafural ko bi lomu alla banko kano kaw kalmu banku din ken dolete alla ganyi banko la bilo maria ikandi kad femfen naka kafu United Democratic Party ma imari ma ke dalila kan fo maran kuru me banko kan tinyaro me banko kan ay topto bala me banko kan alla ta wole bo wala na kamu United Democratic Party odon bafula le ko al nimbara al banku din kende bar ko ku sababu le bala Lamin Silla New York Banfa Camara France and Lamin Khan United Kingdom and UDP Lafa Organization Committee Soriba Ibrahim Soriba walla nyindo ku kendol ke ina molmel banko kanjanto ya do ko ke puru banko be alhalo mento isabo do alhalo to bafula le ko ala baraka bafula le ko aliyan nimbara bafula le ko alnata lillato alnata nala dame atel man nata janto pi alnata ka kafu UDP ma modol mel yaram ka foko wolle ko ke fo UDP futata nin tembo do bi ka kenya bo patio ko wol kono binta maron kunu ñeñon tumo anata Brikama janto ba natale hijinke buñato badin joko anata wolto duntam buñari membo ta makka na ta woto muslima ya tindo anar kana ko wala ki dimandi bank janto Brikama janto annaka wa khajo la tawfilolla ala ya ta janna bi salfana ngadi man daman sola be wala kabro to tuma men niyo ko yata bake banko ni muso ni kalo ka banyato ka fo me yalam ka bako mo kema ko mo la ka tranyato akalo e nyato akesa ma yudi bila bento bi bo muso nabe bola yudi bila bento akalo ka bala nyato ayebe sayndi iya barbe ka fo ya samba akalo ka fo men nyato o ka fo ya samba ya tujeto akili ka fo be murtaso nyaaje be binta marona ko fola kabri 1996 afondin ke abe UDP kole aye mirala binta maron ayataki silandro ye mirala binta maron ayataki e binta maron nam foroti binta maron bama wonin kotoke bakar dabo wala den tafakil Politico ya libre wato mena janto 2001 PPP registered bakar yo PPP bar binta bakar ne yakulu ayakulu PPP korda kono ayakulu PPP dali kola ba Benjamin sonna UDP bulala kata PPP muna nyinam foroti jefe la to momena bakar fon la patio binta mang bo UDP kata GFA bintam ñom forote terrain binta darta mollo kono mele politiko balonde ñim banko kan binta mam balu politiko la binta ka politiko ka balu la binta ka UDP balu le do bi dara do ba ko wal kay balu UDP la bar ani binta mam balu UDP la binta bi UDP la kan UDP fota bagente ku fota tani ko karme ko personal loyalty binta yo sotente ala loyalty purunte moto dawdla moto fala ka ko yesse ya hakif da soto barindin ayen kidendi bake babita maron dammante musol kono gambia musolu ni sado kono janto ngalo na sado kunjan sane amen doku UDP la politiko do pour banko sikana pour gambia sikana ngajal ka foko sukay dahaba alota anala fitaran ana daba kudulen ay fitaran mota ako no sore na no retreat musol be ni hanbide melalo ka foko ebe do ko keta binta touré bakan gambia musolu atelle nyanga silole talla gambia musole ko sato ya masani gambia musole to fola bi ta binta to momenna ngak fandi ko lije banim fandi ko mangali me beje kew musolu ni akayma keme musole tansani dul ko asunku tindin woto musole e nyaati politiko la bande so ka asunku tindin and talking of Sumtindulu or young women, Nasibo Jang, Madame Sibo Jang, Walla Mont Melalam Kaboko, Bear, Aklo, Leka, put member Gambian in Bassa Malana. Funding Kyoto, na funding Kyoto, Nile Bejele, na funding Kyoto, Laftalako, Alpe Koko, Ismail Padera Nyon, Walla Kaboko, Monya Sibo, Ismail Padera near congratulate. The award men soto award ni amanke tati award ni United Democratic Party wala tam award ni United Democratic Party la youth wing wala tam award ni banda fonni ko me yalon ka ko ay discipline soto fonni ko me yalon ka labta la banko wala bo mamma nyasi fakela fo award si faji aba sot la banko ko do Gambian youth wing na ñu fonni ko ne ba fula le ko kudos ala baraka bake bari ni mamma mbebe be kekan abe kekan mu dalila kan mune yatinna mel yalon kavoko bi ibadana parti ko tan kana na democratic party mune yatinna boda jeto kana bam kana UDP kelen yaje ko sartol melkata binta maron nyol ya dungu menke wulo kono 2016 sukayda habanyol ya dungu menke wulo kono 2016 ana kote no ganja nyol dalilo me yadne wulta walon kavo ko kamasa kunda sindi banko ko maza kunda me yalon kavo ko folo duwa ababu nyala fulanja be luwa nan la banko ka me yalon kavo ko wala be gambian kolu nafala gambian ko be da ko ta men 2016 ni musodu yete o city wal funding kewlu 2016 yete o city iko Gambia fo Gambia bo ak duta nyawonya kol ata nyawonya dictatorship abejanta nyawonya iko we will stand up to dictatorship to make sure that kabo ko banko ni we bring back a democratic government may along kabo ko the wishes and aspirations of the Gambian people ababula la wal no yal promise luwa kutola the constitution of the republic a new constitution barbi manza kunda kamune fo ado bato so womunati failed promises but then wamanya na moterena bao ale men mandate ale place di men ako campagne ko you can say anything ni si la place do men diate yoke but that is taking us for fools and manya national lo kote nyanda jalal ka ko ni Masakunda membina sila 2026 ake Masakunda di mem manke arma baro Masakunda me yalon ka be sila anya kala Masakunda me yalon ka corruption abole kala banko kam aram satambila denga president ngada banko moye national assembly corruption sinya kula damana ya fala ko a manke full sentence aketa part of words lady I made use a manke kavo ko any paragraph from the or complete sentence amata aya attribute to corruption ayo di corruption ola amoko mumeke ba wanyata motere na laba mami ro wanyata motere na kaduko corruption ka file italia lip service lama amaka kudme yalo ka ko pareta kake note kabrin 30th of January 2024 the Anti-Corruption Act fonko the Anti-Corruption Act ya luani president ya sinya lumena kita luati banko ko waye menni nin ka wolon ka ko nyanta commission set up la Anti-Corruption Commission me ya lon ko anyanta corruption ko ni ka enquête banko ko hani bi ko man lo karwo nyina na reta lafta corruption of fight la wa pasa lumena wasomo dans the corruption commission ni anyanta lo ka tumo mena duani ibada da kan I haglo nyata tala mol kanne mela non ka boko lungi lo ato lam nyamen doron wo moli beta lale yesi di palazo ngalon ka ke moke ka ko Gambia ba association no ndabe ko association do wol nyanta tala vetting committee do men nyanta mol tombonna adu anbi intel loyalo mafoko karfunara wala be lolantele wo vetting commission do men ka to select members of the anti-corruption. So for them the passage of the bill come on fight more we are serious about fighting corruption near me I say joleta jani wa ba pass la national assembly a pass safana and b tafas manke baranyata motere na lebang anyanta motere na lebang yes kuna yati na katuko adama barofang abe deeply involved in corruption and in corrupt practices. And then you come out for very advisedly, Manta to Mikeka, that is a call of a pool, may I them back for Nim President Law, go, Auditor General, I think I don't remember Well, mere opinions lady. Asalam Kavoko, this man does not have he does not have any interest. He is not willing to fight corruption in the country. If you can equate the findings of the Auditor General to mere opinion, it's a left wrong. Corruption only. I tell you, Banko Kanyin wrong. But it's a Kabalu corruption. So for you to put in place any mechanism, Mayor Kavoko will effectively combat corruption. What mechanism you don't have the political will because Niake. So he said that no, I will not pass. I am also first level. Barit Kang, Amame, Young Gambia, and so borrow, like and so borrow. Purkakan Alopano. Maya Nadi, Namira Kaparako 220. Foundation of dollar. Foundation 221. Borrow the Anat Bangkok. Equipment duty Joe. Yawa. Batonia, Hanata Yanta duty Jola. A man duty Joe. It doesn't Munakella. It doesn't Munakella. Ya cost. Anyanta Kalamenti. Yata. Yadi Masakundala. I turn a left hand on. Nimfali Nata Plageto, Yapalim Tayadi. But if you go for Wabdi Malama, you go, Yawafi, Fatu Barbaro Foundation, or Fatba Faropan Center, or Fanankano Tale, Kasama Loptano, Kavako, Telangal Sojina, Yagambian called Nakari, Femla, Yata Yat, Wafatama, for a pittance. Report already, or Masakunda. Kunda became a Mansakunda. Why the corruption of Bango? Because I don't corruption. So for you to fight corruption, certainly what the Kenora will make. I believe that's and certainly, Mr. President, I challenge you, go set up the Anti-Corruption Commission right away. And the Anti-Corruption Commission you have set up, one of the first things that should be investigated would be in drugs. Because that should be the first subject of investigation by that Anti-Corruption Commission. And I challenge you to do that. I also challenge you, Mr. President, to have the investigation into GIA, ground handling Keno at the airport. Il functions have been taken over by another company. Why? Gambians go, corruption, labor duma. And Mr. President, Gambians to clear the air, refer that matter for proper investigation by the Anti-Corruption Commission. Set up the Anti-Corruption Commission and refer that matter to the Anti-Corruption Commission for proper investigations. Bao, you can more let off for Jeto. Melaron Kavoko, Suran Kamembo, Ron number Tankali. One Melaron Kavoko, Kunukumban Lomo. Kunkumban Melaron Kavoko, Ela Itame Jiribani, Evelola Jiribulota, or Kunukumbano, may investigate. Kadu Kwame Yalon Kavoko, Anyanta de la Gambia Party, ni more than Tambiana Farala, Wamukurati, May Yalon Kavoko, Anyanta investigate. Mr. President, I challenge you to set up the Anti-Corruption Commission. Near set up. One of the first things Menyan investigation is about Nero, the handling of the ground, handling ground operations at the airport. I challenge you because people more about Kavoko, and Manta Masilala, Mona Kavoko, you are killing GIA in favor of Nero and Memanyana Kapula. National enterprises, the companies, if you can kill those ones for private companies, Mr. President, we think that it's really a bank on your back. So, Mr. President, now appreciate back. New hospitals, in fact, killing Kotola, Asan Musa Kamara, Alhamdulillah, Ayake do Aloko Kenyan Banko. Telling Banco Samba independence, tomorrow Gambia is an improbable nation. itelle ya kendi ka ko nyim banko alota mo plasila for it became the envy of the world. Kaya ka ko small countries can with better management, with good management, they can become viable countries. But Moli America, Gambia would have to be part of Senegal, but Hassan Musa Camarano, they gave all for the Gambia. Wale Akendi, in Gambia Lord, office Lord, Niloptano La Tola Dola, cook in the quality, Anyanta Kele, we congratulate Wala. But Mr. President, just structural building, that is not what a hospital is. Mr. President, really, niwe loptano ni alo, women benya takala loptano ko, wala nyanta. Mr. President, benyi ninkala, how many gynecologists, plebe, base health center, yenyi loptan kuto mello, ya tola Hassan Musa Camarada, how many orthopedic surgeons are there? How many surgeons are there? Mr. President, yenyi ninkala, ini la Mr. Bao kabungulo drop bunyi maba. The more Samajeto, computer below Moli America, one move and ball. God of Tankuto, Sandal of Tankuto, but many at the Kalajeto. Mr. President will be jetable. Go, Mr. President. Yeloptano law, number for Pandandina Bank, Yokadu, very good hospital. Here, congratulate Yatola Alpha Kendabala. 𝒘𝒄𝒄𝒏 ya tola loptano ya tola alfa kende bala c'est fo jim fatma dio Gambia alfa kendolo ado ko kenin Gambia aya itandi Gambia lon kala ka boko insibalu no fayele ninga seno ka nyama kar mo be yalo ka ko sen la balo mal bar wala tano ni me yalo Mr. President benyi nin kala saying it is 9:30. Ni muskono mata ta loptano 11:30 king yama anyanta operation lokela surgery kala anyanta rosla theater for surgery. Mr. President, do you have the gynecologist yet Melbourne kala? Do you have a health center when anyanta problem sifal alhamdulillah? Do you have in Parapene hospital many other hospital problems? No, you don't have them there. If one not lamentable, cannot be loptano 11:30. Basoron by the what do you do? Mr. President, Nibo Pusifal Keller. You have to factor in all those things. You have a Konizika knowledge. You have a Nokata, Loptano Ning, Arasoto, as Navad Belon Men, Nado Pusifal Galado, Zamaris Rosnole, Batele, within a space of 20 to 25 minutes, I put Edward Francis Teaching Hospital. But no, Mr. President, man project. So, in moment, it's just a white project. Kaitan ni Mola Gavo, Albunimal Jube, in fact, I'll call it Albunimal Jube. But many antakala lopta noti, Muna Wolaman project. Mr. President, so, ela development priorities, it doesn't tell you. Ikani rakabo konalsita malo karuka kakele do research kamina do moye mirakabo ko yamra de nikelo wa yam what kaja sifan you cannot develop country kaboko esidro casual kachadro kuefenkadro and say yes we go ahead with it without giving a thorough and proper consideration investigate all the pros and cons. Femfe yalon kaboko askai nyato tati yo be fenke femfe yalon kaboko asikeye a problem of for implementation yo be fenke but wala manke ni loptano to and of course Mr. President any minister of health ngal chale ko ngani ko model vote na ni fani yalo ala fo de hamani fo gane ko yo be jele bam 𝒘𝒄𝒄𝒏 loptano to wala loptano mello tumanna ya tola jimara no tumanna ya tola Hassan Musa Camarada wala meme ki an 40 ba nabi jeto ni ngana ko nyel bi jeto ale fonya kabla pak no sol la ka mo le ko benne ne la ka mo le ko ka ko loptano de that is not the sort of health service delivery mo suna to banko la meme. Mr. President, kunung in fact kunung ko Thursday, Angleterre Nkolo, it had a cut of fire. A cut of fire, opposition, what a Ganyata Jeto, after 14 years. What a Ganyata. But now, Mr. President, love that you have no blend, the Angleterre Nkolo cut of fire. Italian you don't go by mega jetole, a couple of boss or as one or how many hours later from one point to another. How many hours?
9 hours.
9 hours. Okay. So, but Yalom Kavako, there is that very efficient bus service for Bangkok. So, transportation manage a problem. Apart from, bus service, you have surface train there, the underground train financial. So, transportation manage a problem there. Slow manage a problem there. Airport, can do manage a problem there. Can you come on in from fiscal infrastructure from manage a problem there? But Mr. President, it is America fiscal structure. What do you want to party? America when you fly over the Costa Rica, volume development. No, Mr. President, not a volume development. Mansakundata boiler, Angleterre, Mansakundata boiler, America, Mansakundata boiler, France, Mansakundata boiler, Australia, it's a boiler, Canada. Because the infrastructure development is far better than Membijanto. But that is not what people talk about in those countries. UDP can make for Janto, one call for Jeto, Kono. The welfare of the people. What for Jeto? You call medical care, you call education, access to education. What do you call for Jeto? UDP call for Janto. So now, Kalo na flyovers near Levenke, Mr. President, that is inconsequential. Your flyover Menkijeto, I'll tell you, how does that benefit somebody from Dobo? Wakavoko Dobo, Conwell was in there, maybe once in a while flyover. But to be serious, you have to address the needs of the people and the government people that needs your momentum. Walamu, Domoro. Number one, not only Domoro, but good quality food. Number two, proper healthcare delivery system. Secondly, quality education. I congratulate Minister for Education. He's being very professional. I have a phone call to but, yes, but, Mr. Minister, can give a lot of lip service to these things. I know the stumbling blocks that you are facing. You have a good intention, but it will come in I have for draw more than I have more to So, good quality education, more to in Bangkok. Ko Mr. President Samakleta Benakang, Iko Jambando, ya datalale, Yabjola Watajeto, Amame ko Tallu, le bondi, Jambando datala Tallu me yaro kaboko, Fonko abe minti diltan because of noy. Why more na family? Nada kaboko UDP le basire Mansakundanu. We will not be talking about Kajambando Dakala. Nimansa Kunda Sisi, I have $40 million is I had the media houses nyola. Go, media houses yes, and go ye jamu, go yala cook and dolke. The $40 million yadiola. When $40 million only, near beta, yes and Jambandola, Ecosenala Kali, Alata, Alani Anabi, Polana Tabako. Dina Kavoko, evening Molijola for do for you a PRO from Kolu, trying to sanitize you. There is no amount of propaganda, there is no amount of explanation of government policies, failed government policies, may alone Kavoko. These media houses will be able to do. Your image is already turning, you are already dirty, it has sunny and and the policies that are already failed, it is cooler care, may alone Kaboko, and the police is better. So, Mr. President, I know men can say misplaced priority. Usian Dabola Manzakunda, the Mengala, that will meet the farmers. Not only reduce it, but to make sure Kavoko, new fertilizer, because $40 million is yoga fertilizer for the Dawada. About number of backmen about tons and tons and tons and tons. And that will be for the good of the Gambian people. In that way, we'll encourage farming. In that way, we'll be telling the Gambian people that that agriculture, we're proud of. That way, we'll be telling the people, Gaboko, in fact, when the investment maker, the return that we expect from it will be much higher in higher return. But no, fundada. And that is not taking us anywhere, and it will not take us anywhere. Mr. President, Ilaman Sakunda, sometimes, but is this a real serious government? Or really, are these really voters? Are these voters? Mr. President, eko kabindi amure kamfada, ye feri ol nati. Eko feri odo binalbe ala kamko sola. Itale ya fode, ndemafu. Eko sola operational. Well, we hope to see. I hope we'll see so. Bao, eko modele ko musolbe sile la bung ila bung kolele sara talata wala sara sofi wala mankamam kunda yela mo bado fenga ila gadio li jibo aya fatele ni Brikama sa dole kono jang man fendi jedo free wifi aya fa ni sa dole Brikama man fendi jedo Brikama ko ngamere ko mara to be ko janne nyambay aya ko janne any serious government te will la wrong ado ko mo fola me yalla ka ko ama any foundation support. I think Ferriola problem should not have come up to this time. Jani Babalako, yeah, buy new ferry. The signal was already there. Would I have named Mankuke? I mean, acting under pressure, maybe, or another Kukela. And until I see the ferries, Dako Hamanso, Ningaje, there's none at all. Bawa Alcohol, Nya Meje, so Zabukato. Nangaja, Ningaja, Sipato. Badinga Biancolo, Ye, Yellow Day, Nankata, a better for community, Bolong, Mazakunda, Kamasakunda, Kendo, Cassin the Bangkok. Munana, Kamasakunda, Kenamantra Bangkok. Nimman sakala sembo use kafa na fa fangla me yalon ka ko amanya na kala ebe corruption bambandi ka banko kan wodo manza kunda gambe ko mo manza kunda diza nal haklo ba kan jun karotil saba ñinen sankono na adama waron ñinin ka nkaya ko president Baro ngadulale je me yalon ka ko chief justice one man officer residency iko ya tale o ya dila e be je do ku ka laftale ko ni ya sene yandinye ay karkilinta ministre Hamad Ba funtita na ako ha yalon tanga sembo sotale loya sembo dinnale kadula di mola loya sembo dinnale dawda kadi mola daba lafta politique wala janto bari president mu Gambia dingleti president nyanda la sotla le ayo kuma kuntan si falle ko fa ko han dabo adni atuma foreign minister di am vice president di ala dimbayalo de kenol soto well ni wono jabiroje harbe nak mo man jabide killing na constitution amra section 68 lo ako president manyan ala palaso jusla ka fen soto directly or indirectly mel ni loi mantaño and Mr. President, Ndeko was substantially you violated. Katuko, you and 𝒂𝒂𝒏, you conspired to take from the Gambian people an asset that belongs to the government of the Gambia. That is not a layout. Mayor Kavoko, the minister, can under the State Lands Act grant leases to anybody or make allocations to anybody. That is not a layout. When Mansa Kundara Cordality, Aboko commandant la residence de Janyami. You will do Yata Kokoy Batala, allocation. Among allocations, when Boy Kangleti, Dulani, Adama Baroni, 𝒂𝒂𝒏, or whoever would mean so. If Boyta Gambian called Kane, the Gambian called Yala Fenta, and Islamanta, is a Sembekero, Yole youth, Sombo Mayalo was an abuse of power. And that is not the type of government you people who want to have to be in charge of the affairs of this country. President Yemenke is in fact in contravention of the Constitution. A manyana law, Wadula, Chief Justice Officer Residence Law, Masakunda Kendo, Mayalam Kavko, send out a Masakunda, Mensi Kavala, one on one lato, Abe Warlinyame, Be Bunkendelo Lajeto, Chief Justice here, na Caradola, na Bunkendelo Jefana, President of the Gambia Court of Appeal. So that you George Bafulo Melan Kavko, it elemena Kito Nyatlinda, Masakunda la Keno, Masakunda la Fang, Mayalam Kavko, welcome, yes, Sabbath Jeto. But now, yes, Sembo use. Yes, Sembo use. Abuse your power. Abuse your authority. And misappropriate or appropriate the land to yourself, and you call that an allocation. I think to say that allocation is in fact a wrong use of the word. Allocation in relation to land gender is always for layouts, approved layouts. The eligibility criteria. Maybe I don't cover whatever under Regulation 6 of the second schedule in the state center. I want to cover for Femfe Yalam Kafu Mugambia Dinti and approved layout in Yantale, Yadula Soviet. But I thought I come, Natarete Mari, Cordal Bebulle. Goto approved layout, it offends on Lajet, Matakuna Mania allocate Lajet. Adama Baroka Koda Jones, I meant like Koda or Ulaso. When Manyan another layout on them, a Manya or Lajet, Sakura Blame Yalaka, a monkey layout. Abakoloko Cape, State House number 2. Ni President Koransita Janto, Nabenarita, I have compared to Fanamajanta, not develop, not can retirement. Ni no let a janto. Sunyaro, Nara Kavko Fenemika Chicano, Bansavako, Bankon Yata Paleale, Adamabaro Namadba, or the Minister Mayalka, Ndako Yata Paleale, and I wanted to prove me wrong. In the first place, I want to see the application, but you have to apply for allocation of land in an approved layout. We want to see the application that was made. And I said that there was no application made. There, Alkanabuloko Minade, Ganamra, Ganketa. Is it all Dorom? Maudo. Are you Palazzo, Kotako Sado? Kodimi Fali. I only file. Aka Maudo. Don't have problem. Okay. What okay? That's a problem. So that is Savoko, former President Sadola Carabala Corda, South former President Adama Barofan for the South Atlantic. But we Gambians are not going to have it. I ask every Gambian to rise up and say that this appropriation of property of government asset has to be rescinded and let the property revert back to the government of the Gambia. Adama Barrow, my advice to you is stop any development on that land because that is in your own interest. Because if you continue with any development on that land, government must have ya panvat, ya ta ya ketati, you may lose it because already you have been warned. This should not go on. And I advise you, and I advise the minister, Kavoko, for your not that you have any moral conscience. If you have any moral rectitude, these are things that should not happen. You shouldn't even allow them to happen. Another chapartoya be. Another chapartoya be. Another listen bankola nyawanya. Nene mama government asset ayata, kabka ayata kate. Another monkey. Another chapartoya be. And those were type of wrongs. How can you come in as a government that should rectify wrongdoings? You come and perpetuate wrongdoing. Doing things are quite contrary to the Lands Act, are quite contrary to the Constitution of the Gambia. And you expect Gambians to really look away and not say anything about it. We'll say something, we are urging you, we are asking you to stop any development on that land because you are developing land that belongs to the government of the Gambia. This is not an approved layout. This is an asset of the government and converting it. In fact, it's just like committing an economic crime. It's just like committing an economic crime. And you, and I believe that anyone involved in that can rightly charge for that. Because they are explaining away a wrong deed. You can tell a family, yes, Mr. President. You are going to school. I was not a politician. I was not holding a political position. I did not hold any office. I can influence the Minister for Lands to allocate the land to me. I'm just a mere civil servant, just like all other civil servants, and I can make 2 or 3 of them lawyers, Atuman Gay, Fafam Bay, Wallace Grant. All lawyers, we had our properties there. And there are other civil servants in Melankamko, they all had allocations done, and that is an approved layout. And now certainly, because we, according to the eligibility criteria, we deserve it. Mr. President, your minister wants to mislead the Gambian people, and I'm disappointed that Mr. 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏 did not do his research properly before he came out with that wishy-washy press release. Yes, there's allocation to Fatma Fenda Dabo, Ndimma. There's allocation to her, and I think they call it Vigilo Mini Layout. That allocation was made in 2023, but at least the lease was signed in 2023. And the lease took effect in 19th May 2019. So, our date of application was May 2019. What influence did I have? So that now daughter's application is out of here. My wife, May, had allocation, and that was in 2022, years after I had left government. So to tell people that he was foreign minister, I was vice president, was just to mislead people. They misuse their official position. I never used my position as a minister to gain anything for any of my relatives or for myself. I've never done it because I thought morally, if legally it was not wrong, I think morally it was wrong. So I've never done it. Now, Mr. 𝒂𝒂𝒏, Mr. President, go back and come back with an explanation why you have to steal our land and give it to Adama Barrow. I think that is what you have to explain to the Gambian people. Not this kind of comical press statement that you do. So Labda can really our country is in a wrong trajectory, and all of us as citizens of this country, we have a duty to ourselves. We have a duty to the generations yet unborn to make sure that wrong trajectory is really corrected, so that the Gambia can be put on a pedestal. Tomorrow, when our grandchildren look back on us, they will say certainly our grandparents did for us what we deserve. But we cannot have this type of government here. and expect our grandchildren to be proud of us. We cannot have this type of government here and expect our grandchildren to say good of us. We cannot have this type of government here and believe that history will judge us rightly. It can never happen. So until now, we should really change that. Wala yatinna atel mele alon ka ko bi al na kana join UDP ngal congress ka ko come, let us do the work together. Come so that in 2026 we bring in to this country, we give ourselves a government that we deserve. Come in 2026, a government the model. May alon ka ko be bala faso la gabian ko ye. 2026 masa kuna may alon ka ko abela mwela 2026 masa kuna mai alam ka ko ata politiko kala la hajote wallahi iko mo manya na diamula fena mai alam ka fa bakiti lado bar manya man daw kega ka ko men ka da correct fa man correct Ibrahima men ka solution man daw wala bare natra ka ko this government is really serious about reforms. And the criminal offences bill, today, is currently before the National Assembly. And that criminal offences bill, I have bond the sedition, I have bond the luato. It is masakundati. And you are truly committed to what is stated in that criminal offences bill. Wallahi, it is more child for sedition in this country. Because if you do so, you are running contra to what is already contained in the criminal offences bill, that is to say, the repeal of that section. But this shows that it's not a serious government. This shows that it's a government, political dhamma, even administration of justice. So I have to carry it on political basis, partisan political basis. That's not right. That's not right. A serious government would certainly say we will not do this. I remember some laws which we are compared to the Supreme Court that one general stood and said, I don't support the law. No, remember, any serious government, when your Attorney General says that I do not support this law, any serious government would take steps to make sure that that is the Public Order Act, Attorney General, Batembado, and locally before the Supreme Court, Kavoko, those provisions requiring permission for procession and for permit for public meetings. But he does not support it. If the Attorney General says that, you government, what do you stand for? It comes number two. But again, in the colonial days, it was used by the colonialists against their opponents, against people who are fighting for freedom of their country. So we will also use it against United Democratic Party, against people like 𝒕𝒉𝒊𝒏, against other activists, so that we suppress them, so that we muzzle them, so that they will not be able to say what they want to say. And of course, put a government these draconian laws, these laws that are inimical to the growth of democracy in the Gambia, and it is Alingo. Kachan be keri Bangkok, Kumol be in Bangkok. But left and ten, na understanding, na menkarang ito, na understanding jeto, kadol fali. Ko Jojo la loi. Membe keri wolwa ni la kamen sama lipte budo e ma ko jojo la loi ila jonya ta kala ni nati e ko commission si lo me yalon ka ko natara man sakunda be dula bela joj invest la bela joj ba jubela e ba review la ko jojo fanal la jojo o fana review wa do abako bi civil service ni natara bala la salaries ni ba review la mechanism tijeto e be jojo la ta ibadi vula nyame e ko tal ngal waki nibe the general civil service, the general salary review nabe kala judges not fanalta of an anyanta ka review e commission loi regulation la ba fenka ko regulation do na niya fenka nin ku kara je me yalo ka ko ama mol nyafa dia bar loi membe kere membe before national ama ko jojo la salary anyanta kafula tenne wala anyanta talala tenne bar labda ka ko kilifali yaje mo membo ko Henry Gomez albe Henry Gomez lo mo be balu ada be balu kan mo member ko advisors ko advisors ñol fo wala joña ta siara jojol le bam wal duna jojol wal bi be bi te bo men wala jo siata han ko to fabil jojol non jala nga fal ila jole siara ko to fabil jojol adu be tamara wato wato e kata men ta da mo ka do kata men woto mo si ka haklola ye biloni ya jube properly the authority le di kavoko is commission law me yalon kavoko judges no la salaries no as review no when it is time to review this general salary structure throughout the country. Of course manya na fenso le me yalon kavoko ila palazzo madie barele ka Henry Gomez la jota mbidi jojo la mo kubal nendiro lo ngoti pour nendiro lo pour Gambien ñoli o mo kuntan sifal Henry Gomez Lamin Cham Dursano Ani Juma o ko advisor on ko mo advisor nek dol bu xana ngale kan ni Henry Gomez na ka tanu tanata bola ministre yalla tanata bola ministre yalla fal ma national assembly abi jeedo abi mak he couldn't even address the assembly properly through account of the national assembly. So therefore, he had to remove. When another court advised them receiving salaries more than the judges. More than high court judges. In fact, National Assembly members, the next budget session, I'm making it public, I'm asking the UDP National Assembly members to vote against that head of that head. Special advisor salary for them. Because they are politicians. We cannot pay the campaign manager of NPP. We cannot pay his salary. We shouldn't pay his salary. We cannot pay the salaries to these people for carrying out purely political work for NPP. Today, I'm declaring that when the next budget comes up, UDP National Assembly members and all other National Assembly members, they have the interest of this project. We'll tell them to vote against that particular item in the budget so that it's taken out. Kodo member koroto, wakoro yata, yadi kambesa na lala, wakoro yata, yake na karamuno, wakoro yata, yake na lopdano, ni mo kuntano, ni labrata na kampanya la, yala MPP koro da la kampanya la, benga be filo kono, watu mo len salanka, kimalo ni mata, ala barak wa salam. Sorry. I can't.